Good morning from a random rest stop here in Arizona off of the I-10. We are about 57 miles outside of Chiricahua National Monument. Chiricahua National Monument is a unit of the National Park System located in the Chiricahua Mountains of southeastern Arizona. The monument was established on April 18, 1924 to protect its extensive hoodoos and balancing rocks. Just over 85% of the monument is protected as the Chiricahua National Monument Wilderness. Welcome to Chiricahua National Monument. It is located in the southeast area of Arizona, kind of just out in the middle of nowhere. This is my second time here. I came here several years ago. It kind of reminds me of Bryce Canyon. The coloring is a little bit different, but it has that same sort of a vibe. The rock formations are similar. It's just a really neat place. It feels good to be here in the trees, in the woods. Saw a deer on our way in here. The original plan right now was I was supposed to be on a backpacking trip in the Saguaro National Park. However, there was an atmospheric river that went through California and really battered California, but also hit this area as well. So a lot of snow is at the higher elevations, and unfortunately that's what happened in Saguaro National Park. We may go back there and do a trip, but we decided to kill some time just to let things kind of calm down, let the snow melt, and just decided to come here at the last minute. We are in the Bonita campground. We only got one night in here. The whole place is booked tonight. It's a popular spot. Just going to take advantage of having one night here before moving on to another location. It's going to be enjoyable. It's really pretty. The sun's out. No weather is expected, at least for another week or two, so that's really good. Plan to do a little hike here and just enjoy our stay in this beautiful camp. Located approximately 36 miles southeast of Willcox, Arizona, the monument preserves the remains of an immense volcanic eruption that shook the region about 27 million years ago. The thick white-hot ash spewed forth from the nearby Turkey Creek caldera cooled and hardened into rhyolitic tuff, laying down almost 2,000 feet of dark volcanic ash and pumice. The volcanic material eventually eroded into the natural rock formations of the present monument. All of these ingredients will be thrown into that lettuce to make an awesome salad. We've got blue cheese, almonds, walnuts, cranberries, apple, Super delicious. Good morning from Chiricahua. This little overnighter didn't turn out quite as planned because I did want to do a hike. Unfortunately, with the snow and ice that was still on the road, just didn't feel comfortable driving up there, but it was just a very pleasant stay here in the trees, a very peaceful night, a very quiet night, and this adventure is not over. I'm doing a little bit of a tour, if you will, so stay tuned for the next location. In 2022, the U.S. Senate passed S. 1320 to redesignate the monument as a national park. The bill did not make it out of the committee in the House and died with the conclusion of the 117th Congress. In 2023, the House and Senate again introduced identical bills to make the monument a park. The 2023 bills have not yet been voted on. We have arrived at location number 2, which is Tombstone, Arizona. This is someplace that I have never been, but I figure I should see it at least once in my life. It looks pretty cool so far from what I've seen. I know it's kind of a tourist trap, but I think it's going to be fun. Tombstone is a city in Cochise County, Arizona, founded in 1879 by prospector Ed Schiefelin in what was then Pima County, Arizona Territory. The town grew significantly into the mid-1880s as the local mines produced 40 to 85 million in silver bullion, the largest productive silver district in Arizona. Its population grew from 100 to around 14,000 in less than 7 years. It is best known as the site of the gunfight at the OK Corral and presently draws most of its revenue from tourism. The mining capitalists and the townspeople were largely Republicans from the northern states. Many of the ranchers, some of whom, like the Clantons, were also wrestlers or other criminal varieties, were Confederate sympathizers and Democrats. The booming city was only 30 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border and was an open market for cattle stolen from ranches in Sonora, Mexico, by a loosely organized band of outlaws known as the Cowboys. The Earp brothers, Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan, as well as Doc Holliday, arrived in December 1879 and mid-1880. The Earps had ongoing conflicts with Cowboys Ike and Billy Clanton, Frank and Tom McClory, and Billy Claiborne. The Cowboys repeatedly threatened the Earps over many months until the conflict escalated into a shootout on October 26, 1881. The historic gunfight is often portrayed as occurring at the OK Corral, though it actually occurred a short distance away in an empty lot on Fremont Street. In the mid-1880s, the silver mines penetrated the water table and the mining companies made significant investments in specialized pumps. A fire in 1886 destroyed the Grand Central hoist and the pumping plant, and it was deemed unprofitable to rebuild the costly pumps. The city nearly became a ghost town, saved only because it was a Cochise County seat until 1929. Well, that was definitely pretty much what I thought it would be, a tourist attraction. However, if you do use your imagination, You can imagine a time when Doc Holliday walked these streets, and it's kind of interesting to see the area, see the location where some of that history went down. So now we are off to another location. Okay, we are at the third and final stop on the southeastern Arizona tour, Bisbee, Arizona. Bisbee is a city in Cochise County in southeastern Arizona. It is 92 miles southeast of Tucson and 11 miles north of the Mexican border. According to the 2020 census, the population of the town was 4,923. Bisbee was founded as a copper, gold, and silver mining town in 1880 and named in honor of Judge DeWitt Bisbee, one of the financial backers of the adjacent Copper Queen mine. The town was a site of the Bisbee riot in 1919. In 1929, the county seat was moved from Tombstone to Bisbee, where it remains. Mining in the Mule Mountains proved quite successful. In the early 20th century, the population of Bisbee soared. Incorporated in 1902, by 1910 its population has swelled to 9,019, the third largest city in the territory, and it sported a constellation of suburbs including Warren, Lowell, and San Jose, some of which had been founded on their own, ultimately less successful mines. In 1917, open-pit mining was successfully introduced to meet the copper demand during World War I. Continued underground work enabled the town to survive the changes in mining that caused mines in neighboring towns to close, leading to a resulting dramatic loss of population. But the population of Bisbee had dropped nearly 60% from a high of 9,205 in 1920 down to 3,801 by 1950. In 1975, the Phelps Dodge Corporation halted its Bisbee copper mining operation. Bisbee Mayor Chuck Eads, with the cooperation of Phelps Dodge, implemented development of a mine tour and historic interpretation of a portion of the Copper Queen mine as part of an effort to create heritage tourism as another economic base to compensate for the financial loss due to the end of the mining industry. Today, the historic city of Bisbee is known as Old Bisbee and is home to a thriving downtown cultural scene. This area is noted for its architecture, including Victorian-style houses and an elegant Art Deco county courthouse. Because its plan was laid out to a pedestrian scale before the automobile, Old Bisbee is compact and walkable. With lots of cafes and restaurants to choose from, we close the day out at the Taqueria Outlaw for some good old Mexican food. While in the Southwest, Mexican food is a no-brainer, and this was delicious. Well, I'm back here at my trailer getting ready to head to my next destination. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this little tour of the southeast corner of Arizona. I have been to Chiricahua, but Bisbee and Tombstone are definitely places that have been on my radar for a long time, and it was a great opportunity to come check them out during a last-minute decision to come out this way. You just never know when living on the road where it's going to take you. I just kind of go wherever the wind blows me for the most part, and this time it blew me to the southeast corner of Arizona. Thank you all, as always, for joining me. I always want to thank you for your support. It means the world to me. Stay tuned to see where I land next, and I'll see you on the next adventure. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.